What's up, potato chips? It's your girl Jerry Nicole, your favorite couch potato, coming to you guys with another review of Love and Hip Hop Miami Season 1, Episode 9, Crossroads. Happy Hump Day. Let's jump into this review. But before we do that, is anybody a little upset that we only get 10 episodes of Love and Hip Hop Miami? And episode 10 is the season finale. But Mona gave us 13, 14 bullshit ass episodes of Love and Hip Hop New York that I didn't review because I just thought it was a waste of time. But let me know if y'all are upset about this, because we could have had like at least 2 to 3 more episodes before we got a finale. Like 10 episodes for real? 10? Like goddamn, Mona, like what the fuck? But anyway, let's get into this review. So this review starts off with, well, the episode, shall I say, starts off with Blue and Scrappy boxing. Only thing wrong with this whole thing was the fact that Blue was boxing, because he took about 2-3 hits before he rolled out the ring and was done. Like, we could tell he is not in any shape whatsoever. Working out, exercise, that's just not Blue's thing. He just makes music. He's okay living in his skin and the way that he is. And I'm okay with that. So, because be proud of who you are and live comfortably in your own skin. But let's not show him working out, because it wasn't a good look. But anyway, Blue says Scrappy's been down with him since, Pretty Ricky, they stayed in contact. And then he tells them that he's working with Shay, doing a fitness, branding for her fitness line. And he didn't know that Shay and Scrap had a past. Tells him all about, Pleasure P and how they're not together and all that situation. Now, how did he not know that they used to be an item? Everybody effing knew they used to be an item. Does he not watch TV? Was he not watching ATL like the rest of us? So he invites Scrappy to Shay's boot camp so that they can have a conversation after, Scrap tells her about their situation and the whole incident with Chinese Nikki and Chinese Kitty, the Siamese twins. Then after that, we get to Bobby. Bobby is doing a podcast that Trick has with Super Cindy, and he brings Miami Tip. Bobby is talking about his song Way Up. From the sounds of it, it sounded like a pretty good song, like the beat behind it. Trick tells him that he likes the song. It's really good music. He likes the fact that Bobby is open about his sexuality, and he thinks it's a whole bunch of gay people in the music industry, and he thinks that after this song comes out, maybe the gay people that are in the industry will be more comfortable with coming out. And he says a lot of straight men are going to like this music, and by the time they fall in love with it, it's going to be too late to say that they don't like it because of Bobby's sexuality. And Bobby said it's not about him being gay. He's open with his gayness so people can move past that and just get to the music. After that, Trick leaves, and Super Cindy asks Bobby about his relationship with Trina and if Trina ever supported him. And he's like, no, Trina doesn't support me. She doesn't come to anything I do. She thinks that she has to be the only star in the family, and girl, I don't know why. And then Tip is like, I don't think it's about her not supporting you, but you don't invite her to anything that you do. She's never been to the studio. She's never seen you perform. So how can she support you if she doesn't know what you do? Bobby's in his feelings because he feels like Tip should have been supporting him at that moment and not being Team Trina. And it's not the first time that she's been Team Trina. She's always Team Trina. But then Tip had to get him all the way together. Y'all forgive that beep. It's my baby's bottle warmer. I forgot that I was warming up her bottle before I started the video. My bad. Anyway, Tip had to get Bobby all the way together. Like, I'm about my business. I'm not Team Trina. I'm Team Business. And I can applaud her for being Team Business. She's like, I'm trying to get out the strip club. I got a son. I got to take care of my mom. I got to take care of everybody around me. And Trina's giving me all kinds of opportunity to do that. You know, you don't pay for anything. You don't pay for your studio sessions. You use my studio sessions that I pay for to do your music. So while you out here with these little itty bitty problems, I got real life problems and real life drama to deal with. I'm out here to support you. I'll lay everything out on the line to support you. I'm just not here for the bashing of Trina because she's giving me hundreds of opportunities. She lets me open up for her. I have to fly out on my own dime to open up for her, and you know, I'm not finna lose that opportunity because you and Trina got this thing going on. And I appreciate her for getting Bobby together, and he had to realize that, you know, Tip does have his best interest at heart, and he needs to focus on his music and not be worried about, you know, the support that he's not getting. Because not everybody's going to support you. Family's not always going to be there for you. But I really want to know what the real issue is, because it's not about Bobby being gay or Bobby being extra. You know, Trina always says he's extra, but it has to be more than just his sexuality. Something has had to have gone down in the past for where Trina don't want to fuck with him like that. Y'all let me know what y'all think. How do y'all feel about that whole situation? But let's move on from that. We get to Trina and Joy, and they go to a pole dancing fitness class, and Joy's asking Trina about, you know, Raymond, that situation, how the date was, and Trina pretty much says the date was great. There's nothing really going on with me and Raymond. We're friends. We're always going to be friends. I don't really want to move it to anything more than that, because if it doesn't work out, then that's a friendship ruin. And Joy is like, well, that's like me and Pleasure. And you can see Trina's like, you need to keep Pleasure in the friend zone and do other things, just not with him. And Joy is like, well, me and Pleasure ain't going to be together. We just friends. But anyway, Bobby sent us this invitation to his, you know, release party, and I think that we should go. And, you know, Trina's like, Bobby's always extra. Every time I see him, he is drunk and he's belligerent and he don't know how to act. I don't want to have nothing to do with that. I can't take him serious as an artist, but if he's having a release party, he's got music, so I'll think about going. And she can't understand why everybody rocks so hard for Bobby, because Joy is her cousin and Bobby is her cousin. They're on two different sides of the family, but Joy doesn't act the way that Bobby acts. And Joy's whole thing is, it's family over everything. We need to be out there to support him. We are his family. So Trina decides that she's going to go. And we'll talk about that whole interaction a little later on in this review. Next we have Michelle Pooch. Michelle Pooch is having a single release party because now she's trying to change lanes from being a DJ and promoter and get into the music. So she's having a little intimate little release party for some of her closest friends. Of course, Malik is there, and I believe that was Simply Jess. I'm not 100% sure. I wasn't really focused and paying attention on that. But Malik tells Pooch that he has finally came out to a few people. Him and Jeffrey are in a good space. He no longer has to pretend. She no longer has to pretend to be his beard. She's happy. Simply Jess is happy. They get ready to released this music, but outside you see Prince with DJ Fresh and Easy, as I called him in the very first review when we were introduced to him. And he's out there and he's like, I'm about to get revenge on Michelle because she ruined my fashion show. She ruined my relationship with Liz. She's ruined a lot for me. First off, Prince, can't nobody ruin your relationship with anybody. You ruined that shit all on your fucking own. You was out here running around with Gabby and doing whatever it is you was doing, staying out late, not working at home. That's why you and Liz aren't together. Your fashion show, nobody saw the happenings that went on behind stage, so she didn't ruin that. She didn't act the ass. Your ex Liz and Shay acted the ass. So if you want to be mad at anybody, you need to be mad at them too. But as I said, nobody saw that. It's not like it happened on the runway. It happened after the show was over and back behind stage. Anything else that happened at any of your events that went all bad had nothing to do with Michelle Pooch. So I'm going to need you to get over that. So anyway, we get inside and all of a sudden here comes some drummer in a jersey and a mask, and the jersey got lights on it and he's drumming, and you're seeing some gay men out here dancing and voguing and prancing around. We don't know what's going on, but it's a hot ass mess. And Michelle's upset. She goes and checks Prince, like, what is this? Why would you do this? He's like, I didn't do anything. I didn't bring any of that here. Like, nigga, you know what you did. Just own up to your shit. Since revenge was your plot, be a real man and own up to your shit. But really, what really pissed me off about this whole situation was Malik. Malik is like, oh my God, why would you do this? Why would you have this here? And like totally flips out on Prince, like, you did this because I just came out to you. Why would you have all these queens and all these faggots and all this voguing here, and you know what just transpired and what I just told you? Now, first off, how the hell are you homosexual and homophobic? That shit don't go together. You can't be homosexual and homophobic, and you're making all these homophobic slurs, calling these people fags and queens and all this other shit. Aren't you gay? You don't want nobody else to call you a fag or a queen or anything else, so why would you do that to anybody? And even though what Prince did was stupid, I don't think he maliciously did it he didn't maliciously do it towards Malik. He didn't even know Malik was going to be there. Should he have done the shit at all? No, because it's fucking childish. And he needs to grow the fuck up. Because that's not how you conduct business. And even though it was a small setting, people are going to know, I can't fuck with him because this is the dumb shit that he does. And then Malik gonna storm off talking about, better not nobody be laughing at me and this shit's not funny. And you the one making a big deal out of this shit. You the one insecure within your own self. You could have stayed in the closet because apparently you wasn't ready to come out. You need to grow up and get your shit together. Whatever happened to you, you need to work on that shit. Because you no good to nobody, to yourself, if you can't be cool and secure in your own sexuality. Malik, that's just my personal opinion. Y'all tell me what you think. Because I just thought it was rude to call people queers and queens and fags. It was unnecessary. But anyway, let's move on past that whole situation. We see Jeffrey. I ain't seen Jeffrey in maybe 2 or 3 episodes. But Jeffrey is pretty much doing some modeling. He is now doing a swimwear line with, forget what he said her name was. Hold on, y'all. Lila Nicole, who's worked with Will Smith, Kim Kardashian, Serena Williams, just to name a few people. And he's modeling his line, and he's modeling it with Gabby. everybody seemed to know everybody in Miami. Or is it just Mona just knows how to throw people together and the editing is real good? Y'all let me know what y'all think. But anyway, Tip shows up to his photo shoot and is telling Jeffrey about Bobby and how Bobby is having a single release party and she thinks that he should be there to support Bobby because Bobby needs all the support that he can get. And Jeffrey is like, I don't know, that whole situation where he put his hands on me, that didn't work out, we're not together, and I'm with Jeffrey now. And Tip was like, damn, that was fast. Like, you got with Jeffrey way too quick. And a lot of people think that he did, and he probably should have ended the situation, but at the end of the day, you got to do what you feel is right for you. The way they got together, was it wrong? Yeah, and I'm a firm believer in how you get somebody is how you lose them. And we'll talk about that a little later on in the review. But Jeffrey's like, I don't really know how I feel. I don't know if I can go. I have to think about it. But this will give me a chance to get a lot off of my chest and get some closure. So, he says he'll think about it. And Tip says you got a little bit of time before I start blowing up your phone. So pretty much you better show up. Moving on from that situation, we get to Shay's fitness event. So there's a fitness event and Blue's got people to come out. Liz is there showing support. Blue ain't doing no damn working out though. He ain't taking shit seriously. He too busy looking at the girls' asses while they squat. The only person that looks like they're getting a workout is Liz and Shay. All of a sudden, in walks Scrappy. And Shay has now become Bucky and is showing her ass about what the fuck is he doing here? Did nobody invite him? His ass should have been in the class. Look how fat he is and look at his titties. She always calling somebody fat. These niggas wasn't fat and ugly and all this other shit while you was fucking. And look here, Francine, you're not the cutest person in the world. And if y'all don't know who I'm referring to when I say Francine, I'm talking about Francine from Arthur because she looks like an aardvark in the face. But anyway, it's like, what are you doing here? Who invited you? And he was like, well, my boy Blue invited me. He said, you didn't invite me. And she was like, well, we're not friends. I don't want you at my shit. And he was like, well, I thought we was friends. And when I asked you if you was with somebody, you told me you weren't. Remember, you told me you would tell me. But all of a sudden, you done moved out here to be with Pleasure. And she was like, well, when you asked me, I wasn't with him. Which was true. Like, they don't have to divulge who either one of them are in a relationship with. They're not dating. But I think Shay is acting a fucking ass because you're mad that he's still working with, the Siamese twin of Chinese Kitty. But you can't stop that man from getting his bag. You can't tell him who he can and cannot work with. You're not his mama. You're not his woman. Don't stop him from getting his money. You don't want nobody stopping you from getting your money. So, they argue. He storms off. The only person that got some good sense in this whole motherfucking situation is Blue. He was like, I invited him here. You showing your ass. This is how me and you fell out. Ain't nothing gonna work out with you if you don't learn how to control the situation. So go out there and apologize. She apologizes for the way she acts. Then Scrap starts to say something, and then here you got Blue in the background. Just apologize and tell her you love her and that you're sorry, because damn it, that's all she want to hear. You only hear because you love her, and she mad because she still love you. So pretty much they apologize. He says he's sorry for how he acted. Gives her a hug, and he's like, don't hug me. And I'm happy that you cut them worms out your head, and walks away. I'm going to need her not to talk about nobody's hair, because it was another wig that looked a hot ass fucking mess. So she needs to get her shit together before she talk about anybody else's shit. Now we have Bobby's single release party for Way Up. Trina does decide to come, which Bobby is super elated. He's like, I done seen the Holy Ghost because Trina's out there to support him. Then you have Super Cindy is there, and Chip, and of course Joy. Bobby is performing his song, and Trina's like, I really like his song. It's good. I can take him seriously. I'm proud of what he did. But after that, Super Cindy is like, Trina, I'm really surprised that you're here after Bobby said what he said about you on my podcast. And she was like, well, what did he say? He said that you'll never support him. And you're not. Ooh, excuse me, y'all. That you never support him. And Chip was like, no. He said that, what he really said is you're not there for him. You haven't supported him. And she was like, Trina was like, it's not about support. I've never heard him perform. I've never seen him perform. I've never seen it in his music. And every time I do see him, he's drunk, extra, and acting belligerent. So that's that. And then she was a little offended. So she got up and had a conversation with Bobby. And then you see Chip like, Super Cindy, damn, like, why did you have to bring that up? But, you didn't help the situation by, tapping her on the shoulder and being girl, this is not the time. And you said what he said as well, so you weren't innocent in that situation either. But anyway, Trina goes to talk to Bobby and was like, why are you talking about me on a podcast? You know I don't like that. You know I'll check you for it. And he was like, I just have to keep it 100. You don't support me, and you think that you can be the only star out here, and that's not the case. And Trina was like, why do you have to use my name to get your music out and be relevant and all this other stuff? He was like, well, you'll never be the only star. And she's like, I don't care about you or your stardom. You're beneath me. You've never sold. You're not a star. Nobody knows who you are. I have 8 million records sold. You'll never have 8 million records sold. Like, damn, Trina. I understand that y'all got some issues, but you didn't have to tell him that he was beneath you, because nobody is beneath anybody. And remember, you wasn't always a star. You had to start from somewhere. And 8 million, I mean, it's a lot, but it's not a huge number. So I think that was kind of fucked up. Like, they need to get to the bottom of whatever their real issues are, and they need to mend that shit, because the industry is not that big, and if he makes it, they're gonna have to deal with each other. And she has been in the game long enough to where she can support him. Yeah, he's extra, but damn, that's still your family at the end of the day. And we all got fucked up family members. Each and every one of us. Who don't got a family member who's not fucking extra? Who's not full of drama? Shit. But anyway, let's move on from that. We end this episode with Malik and Jeffrey. So Malik is at home, all in his feelings, I guess, of what transpired between him and Prince. So, Bobby, Jeffrey did end up going to the single release party to support Bobby. So he's on his way home, and he's talking about how everything is all good with him and Malik, and how they moved in together. So he's walking to the apartment, and he notices that all his shit is outside the door. He's a little confused as to why all his shit is, outside. He thought that he and Malik were in a good space. So he walked in, and here go Malik on 10 talk about, where were you? It's like, I was at an event. Whose event? What event? Where were you? He was like, I was at an event. And then you see him, I gotta be in his confessional. I'm online, and people are hitting me up that Jeffrey is at Bobby's event. Why are you making such a big deal out of it? So he was like, so Jeffrey is like, I went to Bobby's event to support his music. No. You don't go to your ex's event while I'm sitting at home. You don't do that. You don't understand everything that I sacrificed to be with you. And you just gonna be running around here at his event and supporting him. He act like them niggas is fucking. And Jeffrey was like, we didn't do anything. I just went to listen to some music, and now I'll come home to be with you. No, since you want to go to his event and be supportive, go be with him and do all this stuff with him. And I mean, he's 100% acting a fucking ass. Remember how I said, how you get them is how you lose them? Did he not remember when Jeffrey was in a relationship with Bobby and he was going out around and in public with him? Like, come on. He didn't do anything. He just wanted to go listen to some fucking music. But you're so insecure within your own fucking self, Malik, that you can't be trustworthy. You know, so the argument ensues and he tells Jeffrey to get out. Get your shit, get the fuck out, go back and be with him. Da-da-da-da-da. So, you know, I'm looking at Jeffrey's face, and y'all know Jeffrey ain't got time for the bullshit, and before shit get heated, he just decided that he was gonna leave. So that's how the episode ended. It really wasn't much. Y'all tell me y'all thoughts about the episode. Are y'all as upset as I am that the shit is ending with the finale next Monday? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, love, peace, and potato chip grease. I'm out. Gotta go watch Beauty Bar.